I just quickly wanted to share a small little exercise with you. Maybe you're interested to get into painting the snake, but you don't want to get into serious acrylic painting now, and you don't want to miss out on the fun. So what we're going to do is I just got um, some watercolor paper here, and I'm just going to pretend that this is a snake. So you can do a two-dimensional snake, and you can draw it however you want to. It's your snake. Just go into a restful, mindful state of mind and just use a pencil or something to just draw an outline of a simple snake that's coiling or just sailing around the page, however you want to do that. Then grab one of your kids' crayons. Now try to get the white one specifically, and if you don't have a white crayon, you can always use candle wax. Grab a candle and just go around the outline of your snake. Now, because this is a wax crayon or you're using a candle, you're going to leave a layer of wax behind, and then when we come around to play with the watercolor, then this will resist the paint. So it's a kind of magic. So I find this very stimulating and creative to get back into some of your kindergarten art projects or techniques or whatever, and really just get out of your own brain, get out of your serious analytical mind, the left brain that is finding problems all around you and difficulties and challenges. We make mountains out of molehips. And I think it's a good thing to just give your brain a little bit of a chill out. So then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make little diagonal lines. I know you guys can't see a thing that I'm doing now, but trust the process, okay? Let's do some diagonal lines. It will all become clear right now. Just go around and continue to just repeat this. It's not hard, and just have fun with it. And when you get to the end, cross them over in the other direction. So you make little X's all over your snake body. It doesn't have to be neat, it doesn't have to be tidy, it doesn't have to make sense. Just express yourself and don't take yourself so seriously. Just have a little bit of fun, and why don't you invite your kids into the game as well? I'm going to do two eyes and a little bit of a tongue. Right, so now that we've done that, I want you to grab just a nice brush. What am I going to use? I'm going to use just this flat brush of mine, and I just have a canister of water here. Just mist your watercolor paints a little bit just to get them wet and the pigment activated. And I'm just going to play on my page. You know, this is watercolor paper. You can do it on any paper. If you're going to use ordinary paper and you're going to play with lots of water on it, remember that paper is not designed for it. So I would maybe tape it down and just allow the whole watery experience to come forward for you guys. So when you've wet your page, then you can grab one of your other round brushes and just begin to take some of the colors that speak to you in the moment. I'm going to start with this yellow. In fact, you can play with the entire rainbow if it, you know, makes you feel happy. Now this is my neon pearlescent and metallic kind of palette. So the colors will look a little bit softer, but let me go for the neon ones, just for demonstration. Oh, that's nice. And just begin to drop in some color and just allow it to run over the page. And because we wetted the page, it's basically going to run everywhere. And I'm just adding a bit of water to get this to flow a little bit, because everywhere the wax crayon is, it's going to resist the color. And that's where the magic comes in. I hope you guys have been enjoying my snake tutorial. I'm sharing it everywhere on my social media just to give everybody a free opportunity to see my style of coaching and of teaching. And I hope you guys find it inspirational and motivational to get into a creative practice. Now with this particular pad of mine, I can go all the way to the edge because it's a sealed pad, watercolor pad, and it allows me to play with water and not be too concerned about the edge or that the page is going to buckle a lot. So I'm just running through all of these beautiful colors, bringing it into my page with lots of water. So I want the colors to flow into each other and to get nice and vibrant and beautiful and mix into each other to create interesting shades. This is a real snake green. One of my clients at the salon yesterday, while I was doing her hair, told me that this January, when they returned from holiday, there was a snake in their garden and they took photos of it and they got a specialist to come and remove it. And it was just so beautiful. The colors was unreal. Let me just grab a tissue quickly here. Just want to pick up some of the water that is pooling here in the middle. I don't want to create mud for myself. Oh, okay. Let's play with these beautiful pearlescents because they normally float on top of the other colors. And just to see what's going to happen when we bring some of this in. Nice. Ooh, it's Friday here in the studio, and that in my world, that is rubbish removal day or refuge removal day. I hope that was the right word. So there's guys walking around and dealing with the waste materials and recycling what they can recycle and so forth. So the doggies are hyper activated, as you can hear, and they bark at everything, every movement. Typical Dutchans, always trying to take care of their dada. I'm going to bring a little bit more of this green in here. So this is a simple exercise where you can just play and see what happens if you put some colors next to each other and let them flow into each other and just bring some beautiful life into this process. Let's splatter a little bit and add a little bit of interesting neon texture. Isn't that pretty? And you can do a number of this. You can do a whole series of these with your kids. Just have fun, play, experiment, and explore all of the information and deep probing questions that I share with you guys on this beautiful tutorial. We're making some progress on the tutorial. If you haven't seen my tutorial yet, if you haven't checked it out on my social media, I will drop some links in this video that you can follow through to my Patreon account. That's where I have a beautiful community where I teach creative coaching and we get into acrylic paint there a little bit more. On my TikTok channel, I get a little bit more into watercolor like we're doing here. And on my YouTube channel, we sort of do a little bit of everything. Whatever inspires me in the moment. I'm busy doing some beautiful abstract florals there. So yeah, just check out my social media pages. My link tree is in the description of this video. Check it out. Maybe you resonate with something and you can dive into it and get your creative practice going. So when you feel you've come to a stage in your painting where you feel, okay, I've reached satisfaction point, I'm happy with all of the colors that I've added to it, then you can just let this be. I'm going to let this dry, and then when we come back and all of this is dry, we're going to see what the wax did. You can see it's resisting the color, so it's giving us that interesting crisscross pattern that we see on the snake skin. And a very simple exercise like this, I will show you guys how I will wrap it up and finish it off and play with it. Maybe use my Sharpies or my acrylic markers. I'll see when I get back to this page. I'm just going to let this dry and settle down, and then when it's dry I'll come and finish it and I'll share that with you guys as well.